Yesterday evening, we got incredible news in the Orlando Magic community as the Magic have officially extended fourth-year guard Jalen Suggs to a 5-year, $150.5 million contract extension. And this deal is an absolute no-brainer for the organization to get this deal done, as they've now locked up one of their best players for the foreseeable future. Now, Magic fans, before I actually dive deep into talking about Jalen Suggs and his contract extension, what this means for Suggs and what this contract really looks like for the team moving forward, if you guys appreciate all of the work and content that we do here on Orlando Magic HQ, make sure you guys drop me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe bell to stay tuned for more Magic content that we do here on YouTube, and make sure you guys also go ahead and follow me, Brett James, and Orlando Magic HQ on all of our socials, especially on Twitter. And last thing I want to say is, if you guys have not seen Orlando Magic HQ and the entire staff, we just dropped our Patreon where you guys can get exclusive content from articles, videos, podcasts. The list goes on. It's the best way to support our channel and to support what we are doing here at Orlando Magic HQ. We're also doing a $150 gift card giveaway to the Orlando Magic team shop, and the only way that you will be able to enter into that giveaway is to subscribe and become a member of the Patreon. If you guys want to go out there and support us, make sure you guys check it out. The link tree will be in the description down below, so you guys can check that out. But let's actually go ahead and dive deep into today's video talking about Jalen Suggs. Now, first things first, I have to say that this deal was an absolute no-brainer for the Orlando Magic and Jalen Suggs to get this contract done. They had until 6 p.m. yesterday evening to extend Jalen Suggs prior to going into the season, and they made sure to get the deal done. And I think Jalen Suggs was worth every single penny. Now, Jalen Suggs, we all know, was the former number 5 overall pick in the 2021 NBA draft alongside Franz Wagner, who was picked number 8 overall in that same draft class. We saw Franz Wagner earlier this offseason receive that 5-year, $224 million rookie max contract extension, which was well-deserved. The Magic continue to extend and retain other key players on this roster. They made sure last season to extend Cole Anthony. They brought back not only Gary Harris, Goga Batadze, and Mo Wagner, they also made sure to hand out another contract extension to Jonathan Isaac, who received, I believe, a 4 or 5-year deal earlier this offseason. And now Jalen Suggs gets rewarded with a contract extension. And here's the one constant key factor with the Orlando Magic. Whether you're talking Jamal Mosley, Jeff Weltman, Anthony Parker, the list goes on. They value chemistry, continuity, and guys that are high character individuals, and we saw that in the draft with Tristan da Silva. Jalen Suggs represents exactly what this Orlando Magic organization wants in their culture. As a man on and off the court, he obviously embodies the defensive intensity and tenacity that you want to see. He plays with his heart on his sleeve. He's got the biggest chip on his shoulder, and Jalen Suggs is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, factors as to why the Orlando Magic were so successful last season, despite how great Paolo Banchero was, despite how great Franz Wagner was, despite how great the team was overall. What Jalen Suggs brought to this team with his intensity and his intellect night in and night out, you can't put a price on it, and he deserved every penny of that 5-year, $150.5 million contract, which I believe is fully guaranteed. Now let's actually go ahead and talk about the logistics of this contract and really what it looks like. It's a 5-year, fully guaranteed contract, but it depreciates every single year annually. So it's going to start at $35 million on the cap next season when it kicks into place, and it's going to depreciate all the way to $26 million by year 5, which means that it's going to be an incredible value, because not only is the CBA going up, not only is the cap going up, but that means that the Magic are going to continue to have more flexibility in the coming years, because his value in his contract is going to continue to depreciate, which means that the Magic will continue to have more cap flexibility, especially considering the fact that Paolo Banchero, of course, at the end of this season is going to get that rookie max contract extension, which is, of course, going to be an absolute no-brainer by the end of this season. Now, going back to 2021, when the Orlando Magic took Jalen Suggs with the 5th overall pick after the Toronto Raptors had taken Scottie Barnes with the 4th overall pick, this was an absolute no-brainer and a grand slam pick for the Orlando Magic. But Jalen Suggs dealt with a multitude of injuries throughout the first 2 years of his career, as he only appeared in just about over 100 games throughout the first 2 years of his career. But in year 3, Jalen Suggs put it it all together. The coaching staff was able to get him to play some of his best basketball of his career. And of course, it not only translated on the court for Suggs, but it translated on the court for this entire Orlando Magic team. Jalen Suggs was not only rewarded by making an All-NBA defensive second team last year, now joining Horace Grant and Dwight Howard as the only players in Orlando Magic history to accomplish that feat. Jalen Suggs put together career highs across the board, averaging 12.6 points a game and knocking down nearly 40% of his three-point attempts with over 5 three-point attempts a game. Jalen Suggs was arguably one of the most integral players to the success of the Orlando Magic last year. This is a guy, like I've said, and I'm going to continue to repeat it. He's a high character individual. He's an even better man off the court than he even is as an athlete on the court, and that's no disrespect. Jalen Suggs is one of the most loving, caring, wonderful people you will ever meet in your lifetime. And I can't think of anybody else who deserves that contract more than him. A guy who goes out there, plays with his heart on his sleeve, has got an entirely huge chip on his shoulder, goes out there, puts his body on the line for his teammates, speaks glowingly about the organization, and continues to praise the city of Orlando, talks glowingly about the fan base and how much he loves living in Central Florida, and that's what you want to see. You want players, you want athletes that want to be here, that want to embrace the culture and the identity of what we are building, and he represents and embodies what this Jamahl Mosley team is all about. I couldn't be any more excited for Jamahl Mosley, Jeff Weltman, Anthony Parker, and Jalen Suggs for being able to get this deal done, especially right before the season. Couldn't be any happier for the kid. And the last big stat that I really just want to drive home with all of this, really outside of the contract, is just his defensive presence. We all know Jalen Suggs is one of the most tenacious and intense perimeter defenders in the game of basketball, but let's actually look at the stats real quick. Not only was he named to the all-defensive second team last season, he was also tied for 8th in the NBA in steals and tied for 12th in steals to turnover ratio. Suggs recorded at least 1 steal 57 times and 2 or more steals 31 times. This is an absolute dog on the perimeter, brings the intensity, hit a lot of clutch shots last season, and is going to continue to improve as the point guard of the future of this Orlando Magic team. Super happy for Jalen Suggs, and I know everybody is excited to have Suggs here for the foreseeable future. Magic fans, please let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. What did you guys make about Jalen Suggs getting that 5-year, $150.5 million contract? I want to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. And tomorrow, I'll also be dropping my awards predictions prior to the Heat game so that you guys can go ahead and check that out. So make sure you guys do stay tuned for that and hit that notification bell so you guys know every single time we upload here on YouTube. Thank you guys for sticking around throughout the whole video. Brett James, aka BJ, I'm out, y'all. And like always, let's go Magic.